Hello everyone, it's Marie here from Pepperly Rose Paper Crafting. I am an independent paper crafter from Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be bringing out some old stamp sets that are retired, and if you're new to my channel, I'm really sorry I'm doing this, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I've been a demonstrator for Stampin' Up for 11 years, and over the 11 years that I was a demonstrator, I have had a ton of product, stamp sets that I absolutely loved. So I only picked whatever I loved, but I never used it because I was trying to keep up with buying the latest and the greatest. And looking back on my collection, I realized that I have so much stuff that I haven't used that still looks current in my opinion, and it is an incredible waste. So I'm taking advantage of this freedom that I have, where I can show whatever I like on camera without other fellow demonstrators dobbing me in for using retired product or non-Stampin' Up product. I now have freedom. So that is why you're seeing retired sets. In saying that, if you have these in your collection and you want to copy the card that I've made, go for it. If you have something similar, you can use the same design and go for it. My designs generally are very, very simple, so that's just a little explanation about me and what I like. In time, once I've used up everything that I like and I'm sick of kind of this stuff, I will also invest in other stamp sets and show different things as well. So for the moment, I'm showing basically retired Stampin' Up stuff because I haven't used it and I thought it would be fun. Why not? This channel's about having fun. So what I'm using is Wild About Flowers. This stamp set is absolutely beautiful. In my opinion, it still looks current, so I'm going to use it. Why not? Gorgeous Grunge again, love that splatter. This stamp set for me is worth it just for the splatter alone. It gives me a controlled splatter without making a mess, so that's why I love it, and it is the right size, so it's beautiful. And I'm using the Subtle 3D Embossing Folder from Stampin' Up too. I absolutely love this folder, and why not? I will continue to use it. So today I'm using Thick Whisper white cardstock. I have a ton of this, so I'm going to use it. So I've already cut it in half, scored it in half. This card base is an A6 card base, but feel free to use whatever is appropriate for you in your country, wherever you're from. I love A6. It fits in our standard envelopes, easy to mail, minimum fuss, and that's why I do them. But I also like the size too, because you can get 2 cards out of one sheet of cardstock without waste, so that for me is brilliant. I'm just going to fix that scoring that I did, that burnishing, because it's kind of a bit off. Then I've got another piece of white cardstock, Whisper White again, and I cut 1/4 of an inch off one side there, and it layers beautifully on top of the white card base. So yeah, we'll get started. So I'm going to use a whole heap of images here. I'm going to start off with this image here, and I've already got everything on a block, and this image here, and these go together apparently. So for this one, I'm going to just get a scrap piece of paper. Bear with me and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we're just going to start stamping now. So I've got a scrap piece here of paper that I'm going to use, and what I'm going to do is just start stamping all of these images. So to start off with, I'm going to start off with this particular image here, and I'm going to use soft seafoam. So I'll just grab that, ink that up in soft seafoam, and then I'm going to stamp it in the middle of the whole thing there. Okay, and then I'm going to get this image over here, that one over here, and I'm going to use Daffodil Delight to stamp that. And I'll just line it up as best I can. Oh, and that's so pretty. Here, I'll give you a close-up. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Such a lovely stamp set, just beautiful, and I'm so glad that I'm rediscovering the cool stuff again. And then I'm going to use this one over here, And for that, I'm going to use some Pear Pizzazz. So I'll just grab some Pear Pizzazz. And I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp on here. I don't want it overly dark. And then I'm going to grab some Flirty Flamingo and I'm going to ink up the flowers. Just wipe off any ink on the blocks. And this goes like this. And that looks so pretty. I love that. Wipe that off. And then I'm going to stamp this one over here. And I'm going to use some Old Olive. Ink that up. Then I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp that here. Okay. Got to clean that up. And then I'm going to stamp these flowers in Mango Melody. So I'll just grab some Mango Melody. So we're kind of looking like we're in a garden with these beautiful colours. And so this one goes like this, as far as I'm aware. It looks absolutely beautiful, but it does look a little bit bare down there. So what I'm going to do is stamp. Let me see now. I'm just going to stamp some foliage behind. I'm going to use this stamp here and this stamp as well, these two. And I'm just going to go from behind and kind of just add foliage. So, oops, with that one, with the Old Olive, I'm going to stamp it off 3 times. So I'll go 1, 2, and then we'll go, say, opposite here. We'll just do that here, like that. And I'll go again, 1, 2, and then I'll go down here as well. Okay, and with the bigger one, I'm going to use, where did it go? Soft sea foam. I'm just going to stamp the bottoms. Stamp off once and then go like that. Stamp off once and go like that. So it adds a little bit more foliage down the bottom. And then down here, I think I will stamp again with that one here. And I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz and stamp that off a couple of times. And then down the bottom there. So it looks like that. And I think that looks really pretty. So, yeah, I think that looks really pretty. But, no, I'll leave it as is, I think. That will look really pretty. Okay, and then for the image around this, I'm thinking whether I should add some balmy blue. I'm just going to do a little bit of experimentation, so just bear with me for a second. Just grab a makeup brush or a blending brush, whatever you want to use. And I'll just see if that looks good. Yeah, I think what I might do is add, I'll just get my craft mat, non-stick craft mat. And this is really good because it gives a nice slick surface, so when you're stamping and blending, it acts also like a little palette too, so it's pretty cool. All right. Okay, so just add some balmy blue, just stamp off a little and just do a light colour. And as always, I tend to leave my cards blank from sentiment because I want to be able to just have that flexible. And it's just a really subtle light blue. I'll just do that again, just a tad more. And this is with balmy blue, and that looks really pretty. And because it's a light colour, you can go over the top, makes it nice and easy. And so that's done. So I'll just wipe down my craft mat, put that away there. Now, as I said, my card today is not overly complicated in any way. Just some pretty stamping, and that is it. And I think I like simple cards that can really go for any occasion. And I just love the subtleness, and the colours are just absolutely beautiful. I love it. So I'll put all that away, and now I'm just going to bring my card base over. Oh no, I'm going to emboss this with the subtle 3D embossing folder. So I'll start off with it going like so. I'll just grab my machine. And just pick out my appropriate sandwich. Run that through. And because it's so simple, what I'm going to do is run my embossing folder both ways. So this way I am able to give like a canvas look. So this will make my very simple card a little bit more wow, in my opinion. Just adding just subtle kind of details. And I think that's where we can sometimes stop adding stuff all the time, like adding, and just do subtle things like embossing, and that makes it all the better, I think, in my opinion. Check that detail out. I love it with the 3D embossing folder, and when you put it on top, it just adds that more. I just love it. Okay, so I'm going to put this away now. I'm going to grab my PVA glue, and I'm just going to stick it on top. Really nice and simple. Oh, and before I do that, silly me, I forgot to add a fun detail. And that is, sorry guys, just when you think I'm done. And then I'm just going to add this gorgeous grunge splatter just to give it a little something. So this is Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I reckon the best ink on the market. I'll just grab my scrap here, and I put a little schmutz there, so I'll just have to go with it now. And just go like that, and like that. Beautiful. Put that away. So it looks like I just splattered it. Let's give that a clean. And here's a good thing about when you're having a stamp that has splatter like this, is that you can heat emboss that in gold, white, black, whatever you want, and it looks really cool. So I really like that idea. So now that I've put in my little splatters, I'm going to put my glue just on the edges. And then I'll just add it on top of my white card base. And that is my finished card for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have these stamp sets, bring them out, have fun with them. And the Subtle 3D Embossing Folder, as far as I'm aware, is still available for sale. It is on the retiring list, I know, from Stampin' Up. So if you haven't got it, grab it because, yeah, as I said, I'm not going to be advertising for Stampin' Up, but I think this folder is the bomb. So here it is, a close-up. That's what it looks like. I'm just having some fun. No rhyme or reason to this, all of it. It's just for me to have fun, appreciate what I have and enjoy it. And especially when funds are starting to run low for you and for me and whoever, there's no point spending a ton of money if you already have similar product. If it still looks great, just because it's retired doesn't mean you can't use it. So I'm all for using what we have. So for me, this was a ton of fun using this. I absolutely loved it. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave a comment below this video. Let me know. Let me know also if you like this format of me using retired stuff. If you're sick of it, let me know as well. If you're happy for me to continue, I'm happy to do so. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.